ficamos muito honrados em poder dar boas-vindas a todos para essa 40ª edição e primeira digital da competição nacional do International Public Speaking Competition. Temos 6 brilhantes candidatos e precisamos escolher apenas um para representar o Brasil no Reino Unido.
I would like to start with 2 questions.
The world is bigger and smaller than it's ever been.
We are inserted in a multicultural society.
How does that have anything to do with the main point of my speech?
This world is big, yes, but because our differences seem bigger.
The world is bigger and smaller than it has ever been. How does that paradox work? 4.5 billion years. That's how old Earth is. Ever since its creation, many important events have happened, such as the appearance of the first living organism, the introduction of oxygen to the atmosphere, the era of the dinosaurs, and the first human being. If we were to cram all of that up in only 1 year, the first human-like species would have come to life at the end of November. At the time, what was their meaning of world? What was their understanding of their surroundings? All they knew was what they could see, and they had absolutely no idea what was beyond their vision's reach. So their world was tiny and unexplored. The first human was probably born in Ethiopia, and after a while, some migrated to the east side of the Mediterranean Sea. That process would demand a challenging 37-day trip to walk roughly 4,500 kilometers. And that is with no hotel and no secure source of food. But they still did it, and they expanded the area they occupied. As time goes by, the first societies and transport modes were created. Fast forward to the 15th century, when European countries are launching their ships into the ocean to expand their territories and to improve commerce. Portuguese ships arrived here in Brazil, having sailed more than 6,500 kilometers after only 45 days. And they began colonizing a continent they didn't even know existed. The world was, once again, getting bigger. And it didn't stop there. We found out about the moon, the solar system, all the galaxies and planets and stars, a whole universe that makes Earth seem like a marble, just a tiny, tiny marble. And here comes the contradiction. The bigger the universe, the smaller our planet is. The more we discover, the smaller is what we like to call home. Many advances we've made in science and technology have contributed to globalization. Countries now depend on each other for various types of interaction, whether it is international politics, environmental issues, or exchange of knowledge and people. Now, this represents the most opportunities we have ever been provided with. New languages and cultures, new job opportunities, multinational companies and NGOs. We have more to learn and see than we could have ever imagined. But at the same time, going places is currently very easy. There are already people who have visited every single country on the globe. That sense of exploring and discovering new places is getting lost because our planet, all connected, is definitely smaller. These two opposing ideas work side by side on almost everything nowadays. Take the pandemic, for example. Every country in the world was affected by it, and everyone suffered some kind of loss. We all know what it feels like to hear about masks and rubbing alcohol and to have quarantine, right? When it comes to international support, helping each other out in the search for an effective vaccine, and sharing crucial information, the world is huge. International news and collaboration have never been more present in our lives. However, at the end of the day, each country has its own issues and has to handle the pandemic their own way. When it really comes down to it, we all look inside, not outside. In addition to that, the concept of world to many people now is their house or their apartment, their immediate family, or even just their pets. I can no longer go to school, hang out with my friends, and much less travel. My world has become smaller. But look how incredible. Digital platforms have allowed all forms of social contact. I, for instance, recently took part in an international model UN with people from about 60 different countries. Even though I was in my room the entire time, as I have been for more than a year now, I got to know a little bit of at least 20 nations in just 3 days. That's absolutely amazing, isn't it? The true question here isn't whether the world is bigger or smaller. It is only about perspective and point of view. But most of all, it is about knowing it does not affect me or you specifically. It affects all of us. We all feel like that. We can all relate. And that is the best thing. Because that means we can always count on not being alone. That means that we can always count.
And the winner is Isabela.
Thank you guys. I'm so happy.